Hello guys, Dan the Wolfman here, firearms reviewer, and I got some more SHOT Show 2025 breaking news, even though I'm not going, but bringing you some more. I just did yesterday. You're going to want to check it out. And so what I want to talk about right now is some information on the smaller calibers, which I've just started to appreciate, including my new love for a Beretta, not this Beretta 92 that I have many videos on, or the top 3 Berettas I'm about to have a video on, but the new to me Beretta 84 BB, beautiful with these slick Italian lines, just like their prime minister. Call me, baby. I know you're here. I know you're here. Loving the 84 BB. In fact, I just got this beautiful holster in for it from Don Hume yesterday. And I was always a big bore dude, like, 40, 45, none of that small stuff. But with actual awesome bullet technology from Federal with Punch and Hydrashok Deep, I got these punch rounds in. Oh, spoiler alert. I got these punch rounds in for my 380. And I feel comfortable carrying it with that. I think I'm actually going to carry this next summertime. So 380 and the smaller calibers, okay, if, not tons and tons of layers of clothing and whatnot. So with Punch and Hydrashok Deep, a longer barreled 380, at least in summertime, only a couple layers of clothing can definitely do really good things. So now let's talk some 7.65 mil with a delivery like a brick through a plate glass window. That's what we're going to talk about. Of course, we were showing Death Wish 2 over here because it featured this beautiful beauty so well in that film. But 32 needs some love, and 32 worked. The different 32s, the wonderful 32s, the low power, low recoil, yet good sectional density to go deep 32s that were such a big thing in firearms history. They were the most common, really, for so very long. So let's talk about 32 ACP, because it might make a bit of a comeback. Welter, which I love, my Welters as well, and I need one in 32, came back with the original PP PPK, PPKS in 32 ACP. Now, it needed a good round to go in it. It's got very little energy to work with, but the wonderful federal engineers, Chris Laack, coming up with this Hydrashok Deep to go deep. I sent these to my friend Gun Sam, along with these other 32 rounds, a ballistics tester. I'm a ballistics tester. And the problem with 32 ACP, according to the late, great Paul Harrell, right before, could never find one that would actually expand. Well, check out Gun Sam's testing, even from an itty-bitty Kel-Tec P32. Kel-Tec, you're going to send me one? With the Hydrashok Deep, did really, really good. And he even did a special aiming for the right target area that I suggested, just like Paul Harrell suggested what to do with 32, at least with the short barrels, I think. Now, how well does this do from a long barrel? That's actually still yet to be seen. So why are we doing all this babbling? Well, because Beretta is going to come out with the 80X in 32 ACP. Now, hopefully it runs Hollowpoints like Hydrashok Deep reliably. Beretta, how about hooking me up with a TNE? I'm just a bit east of you in Knoxville, and it would be great if you could get Dina Sanders to get back to me. Check your inbox, Dan the Wolfman. Maybe it got hidden in the junk box. I was referred by Jacob Eaton. And have done a bunch with Stoeger. And of course, Beretta Holdings, if you didn't know, owns Stoeger. I've done a ton of Stoeger pistols. Type in Dan the Wolfman Stoeger into YouTube. You'll find all of them. You'll also find my buckshot patterning and various 3 videos now already with the Stoeger M3000, which is like the Benelli M2 at home. And I'd like to get a Benelli M2 as well. But look at all my patterning videos with that. So with the 80X coming in 32 ACP, some are going online like, why? Why would you do that? Well, if you're disabled, elderly, smaller statured, new female shooter that has a bad flinch, or male, whatever, if 380 recoil, which actually can be a lot, in this Beretta, I don't think so, because she's got a nice thick ass, and so it spreads the pounds per square inch out of it, plus weight. Physics is a thing. If you get a little LCP or something with a tiny little frame, I don't have a problem because I have big, strong catch wrestling arms and hands. I didn't have a problem with, but a lot of people do. But if you have a problem with direct blowback 380s recoil, well, 32 with FMJ goes pretty deep. Might have some bone deflection issues. But check out the Hydrashok Deep, guys, in that Gun Sam test. And I'm going to give you we got more information coming up 2025 on the other 32s. Some federal information on the Hydrashok Deep. So, Gun Sam's testing relates really well to the official numbers in a Beretta Tomcat of testing the Hydrashok Deep in calibrated organic gel scientific setting, 4-layer, heavy clothing FBI style, 10.25-inch penetration with 0.429. So let's call it 0.43 expansion. That's pretty good from a little, 312 bullet. You want expansion, but not so much you get drag, and the Hydrashok Deep design still lets it keep on trucking, baby. 10.25 is pretty good in a frontal shot for a civilian, and it's definitely going to be good, if you put 2 there for the proper target. I'm interested in 32 because I really want to pick up a Mauser HSC. Unfortunately, I'm in need of a job right now, so my buyer purchasing needs to get put on hold. I want a Mauser HSC. Alex Seidel, the first HK, really, did that first design as a young guy at Mauser, and I really want something cool like that. So I got all his ammo, and I don't have a gun to shoot it in. So Walther or Beretta, how about hooking me up? Okay, who else might come out with a 32 shot? I don't know if the bean counters allowed it, but I was the first to break the news on the Smith & Wesson Bodyguard 2.0 fishies months before it came out. And in their patents for a couple different, I think X and XC or something, the way they labeled it, one was for 32 ACP. Might they come out with a 32 ACP Bodyguard 2.0 or maybe like a slightly chopped frame one? Totally. I don't know, like I said, if the bean counters approved it, but that might be coming. So the 80X will be coming in 32 ACP. We got the Velters already in the 32, which I'd love to get for my upcoming top 5 videos. I have a bunch of top 5 videos, top 5 classic carry guns coming up, top 5 James Bond tuxedo guns video I'm going to be putting together. And, that would be great. And 80X, though, I like the longer barrel. And knowing the Hydrashok Deep design the way I do, it's what I carry in the 38 Special Snub Noses, it gets reliable expansion. But it doesn't overexpand. It peels back, and then it is the shape with a little conical cone that makes sure it goes deep. So even from a longer barrel, unlike other Hollowpoints that might overexpand and get too much drag initially with a short distance, that it initiates the expansion, Hydrashok Deep doesn't do that. It just goes further, in all the data I've gotten from Federal, thank you very much, the longer the barrel is. So speaking of a Hydrashok Deep, what else is new in I mentioned the other 32s. There has been a resurgence in 32 H&R Magnum, mostly because of Smith & Wesson's Ultimate Carry J-Frame. Look at my video yesterday. I don't know in a couple days if they're coming out with the Ultimate Carry K-Frame that I proposed a year ago, and all my videos on the Ultimate Carry K-Frame. You might want to look that up. But the Ultimate Carry Js, the UCJs, in 32, again, when you're older, when you have damaged hands because you were younger shooting 44 mag, 357 mag and stuff, or you have ligament problems like I do, having lupus, you might need that lower recoil of 32 ACP or 32 H&R Magnum. So 32 H&R Magnum. Federal also applied the Hydrashok technology into an 85 grain, 1,025 feet per second from a 4-inch test barrel from a little itty bitty 1 7/8 J frame. One reason I've not been a lover of J frames because it's hard to get Hollowpoint expansion. 1 7/8 inch ultimate carry J frame, average of 1,012 feet per second. 4-layer heavy clothing, 14.5 inches of penetration with 0.479, let's call it 0.48 expansion. That's very legitimate for a lower recoil than like a 38 plus P round or you know, a full 9mm that maybe people can't handle as they're older or they're smaller or they're disabled or disfigured or whatever the situation is. So some love for the 32s. Will some other revolvers come out in 32 H&R Magnum? I think Libsy's, besides the Ultimate J, just had a Ruger LCR, like copper looking one that just came out. Those guys at AFR like the 32 and everyone likes it. It's all the gems. So I ain't saying it's going to have the stopping power of a 9mm or 40 or 45 HST, but lower, you know, you're going for something the size of a grapefruit right here or right here. So if going to 32 H&R or 32 ACP allows you to do that, that maybe like 380s can't. A lot of the like smaller statured people don't handle a lot of the three. To me, this is like no recoil. Okay, but I'm a 250-pound, you know, catch wrestling former pro MMA fighter that's been through SWAT school. And of course, 81 BB. But now that the ADX is coming out, Beretta, I'd love to get one. Smith & Wesson, are you going to drag your feet? Or is that going to get announced in a couple days? The Bodyguard and 32 ACP as well. Look for the Federal 32 H&R Hydrashok Deep. And maybe some extra cool defensive rounds in 44 mag and 45 Colt as well. You might want to go stop by their booth. And Don Hume, thanks for the holster. And companies, you find my email, and it'd be great if you send me some stuff to test. Certainly, I've worked with guys like a bunch of Stoger and Taurus and Charter Arms and other companies as well. And I like to do the reviews. I like to come bring you guys the new data. So if you're looking for a 7.65 mil with a delivery like a brick through a plate glass window, which, by the way, James Bond a couple movies ago was rocking a 9mm at I believe, or maybe it was the 9mm at the helicopter. Couldn't shoot it down. He needed the precision of his loved Walther PPK in 32. Drop the helicopter. I mean, that's all the proof I need. So let me know what you think in the comments down below. Please thumbs up, share, subscribe. Look for all my top 5 videos coming out. Look at my Paul Harrell tribute playlist. I put a bunch of my revolver videos, ballistics testing videos, modern meat target tests, buckshot patterning, size selection. I got new rounds and federal rounds. I got at least 4 new rounds. I want a buckshot pattern from a new shotgun. That would be really cool. You know, and all of that, and top 5, a bunch of top 5 videos, classic carry guns, top 5 James Bond guns coming up. So thanks, everybody. Hope you like the Inside Baseball and appreciate it. Give me a like, share, subscribe in the comments. 32, does it make sense? Does it not make sense now, but everyone gets old eventually? Let me know.